Hi there. Today I'm going to make another video about my Mounjaro diet and journey in general. I'm going to be talking about a few subjects. So first of all is talking about my recent numbers for the past week or two. Second of all, I'm going to be talking about whether Mounjaro and Eli Lilly are sort of like on their way down in the UK. It used to be a good thing to do, but now with lots of things happening, it might not be anymore. I'll be talking about how much it's cost me and how effective it's been over the past 5 months or so. I will be talking a bit about my plans for the future, and I'll be talking finally about my trial with my mate Mike, who's going to be taking a bit of Mounjaro as well, and see how that goes. I would like to ask you to click and subscribe to the channel so that can help me a lot and keep me going with these videos I'm doing. I'm quite happy with it, but I'd like to get some more. So my numbers at the moment are, I've lost about 18 kilos, which is 40 pounds ish, or about almost 3 stone in the past 5 months. So that's quite good. I'm quite happy with that. My fat percentage has gone down by about 5%. My muscle percentage has gone up by about 5%, and my BMI has gone from 33 down to 28, which is sort of like quite good. I'm quite happy with that. I've never actually sort of like managed to sort of like do and stick with a diet for this long, so I'm quite pleased with that myself actually. Anyway, so I'm going to be talking a bit about Eli Lilly, and what they've done this month really is, well, at the beginning of the month, is they put the price of the Mounjaro pens up by about 50 to 70%. And as if that wasn't bad enough, they've also come out with a statement that they're going to reduce the amount of liquid of Mounjaro in the pens so that you can't actually get the golden dose out of it anymore. You can only get like the 4 and a little bit. So for those of you who are sort of like slightly more technical about it, then there was 0.3 milliliters in, or 300 units in the pen, and now it's down to probably around about 250, so 240 of it goes into the 4 injections that they say that you should be taking, and then there's just a little bit more that they add just to clear the pen, clean the pen, prep the pen, whatever you want to call it. So basically it's like in the past with sort of like chocolate bars, which I know that we're all sort of like quite aware of, but when they got a bit smaller. So over the time, you used to go out and get a Mars bar, and that was like really nice and big. Now, so not only because I'm sort of like grown up and I'm bigger now, but they were actually sort of like, you know, they have decreased in size and increased in price. So they're doing the same with the Mounjaro pens. So I don't think that that's a very good thing. So saying that, I'm not really surprised that a lot of people are actually sort of like getting off Mounjaro, and because they can't afford it anymore. I mean, for me, I'm not on, but I have bought a 12.5 milligram pen because that's what my prescription allowed me to buy. So I bought as much as I could, and that now would cost me almost £300. So that's £300 for that, for, as Eli Lilly said, for 1 month. So basically it's for 4 injections. So it's for 4 weeks. In fact, it's 4 times 7, so it's for 28 days. It's not even a month. So that's quite expensive, and I don't think a lot of people who are in my position can afford it. And that's why a lot of people are actually sort of like saying, well, you know, we're going to try alternatives or come off it altogether, or see how we can do without these sort of injections altogether. So I think that, you know, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and only time will tell how that's going to happen and what's going to be their sort of solution in the long term. So anyway, so for the last 5 months I've been, or almost 5 months now, I've been on Mounjaro, and I've been going sort of like what they call low and slow. So I've been taking very, very small doses, and I've been going very slowly with it to see how I can lose weight without going too high on the dosage, which obviously now is a lot more relevant because of the cost of the Mounjaro. So I've now taken 3 pens over the past 5 months, which is quite good. So out of the first one, which is a 2.5 milligram, I got 6 doses because I was taking around about 2.1 milligrams per injection. Then in the second one, which is a 5 milligram, I got 8 doses. And then in the third one, which is a 7.5 milligram, I got 10 doses. So overall, I've done quite well with that and keeping my doses very low in order to prolong the life of the pen as much as I can. Now, with that, I've lost about 16% of my body weight, which is quite good actually. So on Mounjaro, they say that you can lose up to about 20 to 21%, so I'm almost there. I'm hoping that that will increase a bit, but I'm quite happy with where I am at the moment. I'm sort of starting to scale down a bit. So at the moment, I've paid 230 for the first 2 pens, and then another 135 for the third pen, so the 7.5 milligrams. So in total, I've paid £356 for the last 5 months of my diet, which works out at about £73 a month, which is not bad, or £17 a week. And that also translates into £23 sterling, that is obviously, per percentage point, or £20 per kilogram. Now that is a very, very good number. I mean, if you're talking about sort of like £17 a week, just one takeaway would cover that. So if, again, I'm not eating as much, I'm not taking in as much food as I used to, so even if I'm just saving on one takeaway a week, or chocolate bars, or food, or whatever, then that would have paid for it. Obviously now, because it has gone up in price so much, and it's decreased in size, then, you know, that's not going to cut the mustard anymore, and I'm thinking about it again. So in order to do that, I'm going to be moving now to 3.5 milligrams for every 5 days, and I'll be doing that out of my 4th pen, which is a 10 milligram pen. So if a 10 milligram pen would give me probably around about, at that dose of 3.5 milligrams, probably about 12 to 13 doses, which is, if you do that times 5, because I'm taking them every 5 days, and it's probably around about sort of like 13 doses. Yeah, so it's quite a lot really for a single pen. And I'll be doing that for the next 4 weeks, and after that I think I'll have lost probably around about 18%, which will bring me down to a BMI of probably around about 27. And I really don't think I need to lose much more than that, because now a lot of the weight that I've got on me is not only fat and muscle, but it's also skin, and that needs to stretch out and cover up as it should really, and that's going to take some time. So I'm going to be doing that for the next 4 weeks, and then I'm going to sort of probably reduce the amount of dosage even more to, let's say, 3 milligrams or 2.5 milligrams, but again, time will tell, and I'll have to see how that goes and see if I can handle that or not, and if not, then, you know, I'll go back up again to 3.5 or 4. On top of that, I'm also doing exercise every day, so I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, and I'm doing weight training there, and I'm doing a bit of elliptical and a bit of walking on the Stairmaster, and also on the walking treadmill thingy. So I'm doing about 40 minutes or 35 minutes of walking, and then I'm doing a lot of sort of training of the strength of my muscles in my arms, my upper body, and my core as well, because that's very important for me as well. And I'm hoping that that will continue. On top of that, I'm also doing, every morning I'm doing push-ups, and every evening I'm lifting weights. And when I can, and there's a decent day, which are sort of like, it's okay today, but there are few and far between, and they're going to become less and less as the winter draws in, I'm going to be doing a bit of walking when I can. So today, for instance, I went out for a 40-minute walk because it's nice and sunny. So there you go. I'm also eating a lot of protein. I'm not counting protein and I'm not counting calories, but I am trying to eat as much protein as possible. I've got these sort of, obviously I'm eating eggs, I'm eating chicken, I'm eating all sorts of like protein rich things. I'm also eating vegetables more than I used to, and I'm also taking, I've got these like chocolate sort of mousses or puddings or whatever, and they're probably around about between 15 and 20 grams of protein each. So I'm eating those probably once a day if I don't eat enough protein that day. So that's helping me with the protein a lot as well. And that is why my body has responded as it has, I think, and I have taken down the percentage of fat and put on a lot of weight, and as a percentage at least of the body. So, you know, that's what I'm doing, and I'm hoping to keep that up, obviously. Now, I'm going to be talking a bit about my mate Mike. So he lives in Spain, and like a lot of other people, he's slightly overweight or obese, in fact, and he needs to diet, basically. He needs to lose a bit of weight, and we've been friends for probably about 30 odd years, maybe a bit more actually, and he's seen that I've lost a lot of weight and he's a bit jealous. So he is going to be taking a bit of Mounjaro. So basically I was over in Spain on holiday about a month ago, so I left him my last pen with 2 doses. So he's going to be trying that for 2 weeks. So he wasn't feeling very well, and he had some stomach issues, so he didn't want to take that. But he will be taking that very soon. So he's going to be taking a dose every 6 days, and he's going to be taking 2 doses and see how that affects him and how he actually sort of like manages to reduce his weight. And then if he wants to, then he will carry on and he'll have to buy it himself. But I think that it's a good thing, because it gives him the opportunity to try it out, see how his body responds without spending sort of like £300 or £200 just to try it out. So that's good. Anyway, so I'm going to continue to make videos and update you on my progress, and I hope that your progress is also going very well. And even though Mounjaro is somewhat more expensive, I think that if you look at my videos from previous weeks about, for instance, the injections and how I do it, then you'll see how you can save money by doing that. And again, I'm just saying that because that's how I do it, not as a recommendation, because I'm not a medical person, I'm not medically trained. So you need to obviously talk to your doctor or make up your own choice about how you're going to do it. But you can see how I do it and how I've managed to, over the past 5 months, survive and lose quite a bit of weight using less Mounjaro for only £17 a week. So that's quite a score. Anyway, so I'm wishing you all the best, and I hope that you will do well with your own journeys. Thanks very much. Bye.